Hi there, viewer. How are you doing today? Welcome to the collective energy reading for the week of the 6th of May. And this is for any sign, any sign, any placements for the collective energy from the 6th of May to the 12th of May. And we've got a bit of a calmer week this week in terms of the astrology. We've got the new moon in Taurus, which will be very powerful, but we have karma across the rest of the skies and quite some like long lasting energy that is a little bit slower to build. So let's have a look while we're still in Taurus season. What is it that Spirit want us to know this week that's happening in the collective and how that might be impacting us? Okay. I feel like there's Spirit saying keep shuffling. I'll flip these rounds in a second. Yeah, Spirit's saying, so with being in the Taurus energy right now, because that's when this came open, wide open, when this flipped over, when we were talking about the sun being in Taurus. So the sun in Taurus is one of the fixed signs. And I feel like there's something here about being more open or being open to receiving something in a different way, being open to a new idea, being open to a new opportunity, being open to a different type of conversation, but certainly being open to something finding you or resonating with you or landing with you in a completely different way to what you're used to. So be wide open to receive is what Spirit's saying is coming on your journey this week. And we've got intention. So with the new moon being this week, it's about setting intentions with what is it that we want to do. And with the master number 22 here as well, this could be to do with a partnership or to do with how we are in balance with another or with something else. Doesn't have to be a person, could be a situation. But this is how we are interacting and how we are giving and receiving energy. And with commitment, I feel like be wide open to receive. It's like being flexible. Be wide open to receive something in a different way. Be very firm and clear with your intention and like double down on the commitment, because doubling down on the commitment really helps something come to fruition. And I feel like it's something new or a step up in something that you are wanting to bring into your life. This could be a different level of thinking. This could be an opportunity. Let's see, and we will clarify this in a second, but let's see what else. Oops, okay. Spirit want us to know deep freeze. Yeah, I feel like this is to do with the intention. So if you have kind of set an intention, but you're not particularly clear on it, or you haven't had, it's kind of difficult to remember, or there's something complex or complicated or overly thought out to do with an intention that you've tried to put in motion. I feel like Spirit's saying this, simplify it, because it's like the simplify to amplify rule. And we've got the new, well, kind of new moon, just past the new moon here as well. Simplify to amplify. This is something that Spirit wants you to do for you. And it's like take a moment to be in deep freeze, be in a deep level of concentration almost towards your heart space, towards your intentions, towards your desire, that kind of pull feeling towards something that you want, or that you're feeling that you need to do or you need to say perhaps. But there's something around being very clear about the intention that you're putting out there. Not that the intention is wrong, this is the clarity of it, the directness and the clarity of it. What else? Let's get one more for you, viewer. Do you know how sometimes things can be really wishy-washy? Yeah, coming to life. Yes, there's something coming in. There's something that you're holding that you haven't quite pulled in just yet. It's like we're at the last hurdle, like a little bit at the last hurdle. There's do you know when you have a conversation with somebody, or quite often this happens in the workplace or even with a partner or a friend, and you say, do you know what, I want to let's go and do this, and somebody says no, and then or a yes, and then, oh no, I need to do this, let's meet at this time, and oh maybe let's go here or let's go here, and the conversation is really wishy-washy, and at the end of the conversation, one or everybody that was involved in the conversation doesn't actually know what was decided. That's what this energy is feeling like. It's like it has to be one succinct, clear, direct sentence that resonates with you. That's something that that you have an intention of. This could be a self-care routine. This could be something to do with work, with money and finances, something to do with your self-care, your values, with us being in Taurus season at the moment. But it could be anything. But it's that kind of principle of like, okay, this is clearly what I want. This is exactly how I want it. And being very confident in that. A spirit, I do feel this is spirit saying, be clear with yourself so that we can understand what to give you. And there's something here about you doing it for you. Don't there is a place, of course, and always is a place for healing, like sending healing to the world, to the to the plant life, to people in the world, to the energy in the collective. And there's so much precious value in that, but there's also precious value equally with the healing that you have around yourself, the actions that you take around yourself. This could be to do with something in a relationship that you're wanting to manifest for you as a couple, for example, or within a relationship to try and progress a relationship, but it's going to come in a different type of way. Let's find out a little bit more about this, viewer. It's going to come in a different way this time round. Okay, let's see. Let's clarify some of this, because it feels like you're already on this journey, and okay, this is to do with family. We've got the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups. It's to do with maturing a relationship or maturing in a family. Somebody could be turning having a milestone birthday, actually, for some of you, or even just a birthday celebration where people come together. It's also where are we? What's the date today? So the Sunday, the 5th of May, is the Christian Orthodox Easter. So it could even be something like that. I'm not very familiar with a lot of religious calendars, but there's so there could be something to do with that for some of you. But I do think this does feel like a love connection with the Page of Cups coming out. But this is the immaturity, and not immaturity in a bad way, but it could be something that's very young, something that's early on, or something where people are kind of finding their feet with the relationship. The relationship changed and people are just stopped finding their pathway and then moving on. Quite often this energy comes up when we are aiming towards a family environment, aiming towards a sense of home, a sense of fulfillment with others, sense of celebration with others, and a connection. And do you know those moments where you're just in connection with everybody around you, when you're at a barbecue or you're doing something together? This feels like that energy. Okay, let's see more about this commitment, please, Spirit. Okay, what do we need to know about this commitment? Yes. Okay. We've got seeing something from a different perspective, because it's changing. There's something within a relationship, within a connection. This could be family connection. This could be a work-based connection. This could be any type of connection. We need to see something from a different angle. I also feel like some of you are self-sacrificing for someone else. Could be a business partner, could be parent, child, sibling, somebody that feels like a family member, like a soul tribe connection. But there is a self-sacrifice going on, and I feel spirits, and that's why this one ring circus is coming out. I feel like spirits saying, but you don't need to do that because there's enough for everybody. And there's a kind of recognition of why you're doing it and the intention. But if you have an intention for you to be fully, have everything full for yourself, and the intention and the wish and the prayer for somebody else to have something full for them, both can coexist at the same time. But you need to definitely see something from a different perspective here with the Wheel of Fortune, which is about seeing coming full circle, things turning, things moving forward, but also seeing things with more wisdom, a different perspective, and ready to go on like phase 2 with this kind of energy with the Wheel of Fortune. You've kind of got to this is kind of the midway point of the major arcana, and then we've got the next phase of the major arcana to go. So we're midway with something, which makes sense with this Page of Cups energy, because it's the like trying. Like we've learned some stuff, we've been through some stuff, we're trying, but we're not always getting it right. And that's not bad intention, but it's the trying. It's recognizing in the trying and being committed to the trying and the journey, not committed to the outcome. But there's something about the innocence of this connection and letting your guard down that allows it to come to life, that allows you to really pull in your power and somebody else to pull in their power. So we definitely need to be in looking at things from different angles and yeah, trying different things. Let's have a look at this deep freeze for you and see what we need to know about this deep freeze energy. Okay, we're in our heads. Nine of Swords. We're in our heads. I just got a feeling as well. Some of you don't want to. Some of you don't want to go down and feel worried about a reaction from someone by being more assertive, perhaps, or by suggesting something, by trying to see something in a different perspective, from a different perspective, and trying to shift things in a different direction. You might be worried about the reaction. For some of you, for others of you, this is just being worried and just feeling anxious about a connection or your position within a connection. Again, this could be any type of relationship, because it's general reading, but this is picking up on the underpinning collective energy. Okay, we've got the Devil, we've got the World. Interesting. Wheel of Fortune in the World. So we've got the midway point and the end point. So something's really shifting this week in your connections with others in some way. We've got the Nine of Wands. This is Spirit saying keep working, because something is coming to life. Keep going. Keep on the pathway that you're in without the self-sacrifice of yourself, because there's care and protection and love for another, and for this situation as a couple, a friendship, a business relationship, however this is in your life. But I feel like there's been choices. We're worried about making the wrong choice. There could be lots of there's definitely feels like there's some overthinking going on here for you and other people in this situation. I feel like this is Spirit saying free yourself of that. Free yourself of that energy. Okay, I want to have a look at what's being kind of activated on a more long-term level right now, and just see the energy of the future, because we've got a lot of forward moving energy here, and we've got a lot of celebration energy. And there's the commitment either that you're in that is going to be well, we've got change that's going to change, dragonfly spirit change. This is also good fortune. This can be like a lucky energy. This is a rejuvenation energy. Something's shifting and changing. There's a kind of like an endearing innocence that's coming into the energy this week that Spirit's saying use, because it's that's going to put you in this Ten of Cups energy, in this happy family, in this kind of this union, this reunited energy. Some of you might be seeing family that you haven't seen for a long time as well. Okay, what else do we have here for longer term energy? But I'm hearing the sentence like, last time I tried this and it didn't work, so this time I'm going to try something else. And this could be for anything. And we've got Thicket of Thorns, uncertainty. Yeah, this is the Nine of Wands energy. Sorry, the Nine of Swords energy. You've had to be in defense for something, but there's time this week and the energy this week to let your guard down. There's more of a vulnerability needed in order to let something in. What else do we have for longer term energy for the viewer, please, Spirit? Oops, okay. We have Spirit Guardian of Winter retreat. So that's this deep freeze here. So retreating from things that feel like this devil energy. The devil energy is about choices. It's about the obsessions that we might have, or any kind of addictions or unhealthy patterns that we might have, or that are playing out in a relationship, that are playing out, because this is collective reading, it could be playing out in the collective around you. And it's just something that's been of influence that we're more aware of this week. For example, this could be people in the workplace gossiping, and instead of saying, do you know what, don't gossip, because you know that that's going to cause a whole load of rigmarole and a whole load of attention and just unnecessary drama, it's like, we'll just don't really say anything, don't say it or as forcefully as I would. But this week there's an energy that allows that to be more receptive, because you're more wide open to say, do you know what, actually maybe you shouldn't be talking like this because it's unkind. And other people, the reaction from other people is going to be less explosive than it could have been in the past. I want to have a look at what's underneath this for you. Let's have a look at what's underneath this, because there's a lot playing out here in order to get this energy to shift. What's underneath this energy for the viewer, please? Definitely about taking care of yourself. Autumn harvest. Yes, so we're reaping rewards. We're reaping patience. I feel like this, you've had a lot of patience with something, and you'll start to see the fruits of your labor come into play this week. I feel like it's in gentle ways. We did have a flip here. So we've got autumn and harvest, action, courage, Jupiter beginnings. We've had very powerful Jupiter energy the last couple of weeks. And we've got change here as well. So there's something to do with a refresh. It doesn't feel like something very brand new necessarily, although it could be for some of you. There's a courage, there's a refresh, there's a reset happening. Okay, what else is underneath this situation that the viewer needs to be aware of, please, Spirit? I feel like you're in a very powerful energy this week, viewer, because this powerful energy feels like it's coming from you, and the bridges of all of this is coming because of something that you're doing. We've got passion, chemistry, and facade beliefs. So the beliefs that we have about something, and then we realize that we don't need to be chained to those beliefs anymore. So that's what we're breaking. We're breaking that. There is, with it, where this might be including or to do with a romantic relationship, there is a newfound passion so that comes in this week. There's like a sense of renewal within kind of the sensual aspects of a romantic relationship, and we've got that with Taurus energy as well. Do we need any more? No. Okay, right, let's have a look at where are we going now, Spirit. Yeah, wasn't sure where we were going then. Let's have a look at what Spirit wants to know about the energy and the aspect of your life that it's going to be playing out the most in, the area of life it's going to be playing out the most in. Let's have a look. Or the energy that's going to be crossing you the strongest. Libra balance. So this is the Libra energy. 7th house energy is all about partnerships. And we had the 2-2 here. This was the 22 that made me, the master number 22, that was making me really feel about the partnerships. And we've got the Libra now, which is all about partnerships. But the 7th house energy is about partnerships, marriage, business partners. So any type of partnership where it's you and another that are making decisions together in some way, or having to move together and work in conjunction with each other. What else for the viewer for this week, please? Where else is this energy playing out? One more shuffle, I think. There we go. Okay. Gemini, cross-pollinate. Yeah, this is another collaboration energy. So we've got Libra. in the 7th house, and Gemini cross-pollinate 3rd house energy. So we've got a lot of Gemini energy coming through in May. We have Jupiter, which is the planet of manifestation, coming as well as many other things coming into Gemini at the end of May. And we've got the Sun going into Gemini at the end of May. We have Venus going into Gemini at the end of May. So there's a lot of shift into Gemini energy. And the Gemini energy is about like short journeys. So there could be short trips going on. There could be, this is about the mind, Mercury and Gemini. This is about the mind, communication, how we're speaking to others. So this is having the confidence and the courage to speak when we didn't feel like we could. And we've got Chiron heal. Yeah, this is very healing for you. Quite literally, viewers, for some of you, this is going to be speaking up in a relationship for something that feels like a truth for you, that about your ideas, about how you can move forward together, how you can work better together, how things even practically can be better, how you can both feel more at home within the relationship, more balanced in the relationship. And that's going to be that kind of conversation is very healing this week. But it's like setting an intention for it, a very clear intention for that to be open for that conversation to happen. This could be playing out with any one-to-one relationship, but I do feel like this is with one other person in front of you. So this is a boss, this is a co-worker, this is a family member, a friend, a partner. Yeah, okay. What else do we need to know about this energy? Oh, I think we'll get shuffling after this. Scorpio, investigate. Yeah, dig deep. We also just had, so, there's quite a few things coming through with this. So with Scorpio energy, Scorpio energy is beautiful for having no taboos, like being able to be in the energy of no judgment, be able to have like deep understanding, loyal, nourishing connection with somebody where you do feel like whatever you say isn't going to be judged, whatever happens, you feel kind of protected by someone else. And the Scorpio energy is this kind of sex, drugs, rock and roll energy as well, in a lot of respects. But with Scorpio energy, you can't, like, somebody with a lot of Scorpio in their chart, I always say you can't lie to a Scorpio, because Scorpio energy has a deep truth radar in a very different way to the other energies. I mean, we've all got that. We've all got a gift of understanding truth because we are inherently consciousness energy, and we all can suss out truth. But there's something about the ego leaning into positive ego, negative ego, for want of a complete better phrase for that Scorpio has. And we all draw on that energy. So wherever Scorpio is in your chart, there could be something in that for you, or it could be your 8th house. But this is about investigating. Don't allow things to be on the surface. Scorpio is digging down deep, 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 away from any daylight, away from the moonlight, and just going deep. So that's where these conversations come in this week, is digging deep and asking questions. There's a methodology in business which is all about like the 5 whys, and it's like asking why 5 times. So if something goes wrong, and you can apply this to any area of your life, if something goes wrong, you can ask why. Okay, this wasn't delivered, but why wasn't it delivered? And by the time you get to 5 whys, and sometimes you need less, sometimes you might need more, but the general rule is 5. And once you get down to 5, the 5th why, you know the core of the problem. Okay, we've got 6th house sustainability. We've got a number 44 here as well. The intention was the strong energy at the beginning. So this is about how you analyze something, how you are. So this is Virgo type energy, how you're analyzing something, how you're feeling useful to another person. So right in the beginning, when we had the energy of self-sacrifice, perhaps some self-sacrifice with this Hanged Man energy, seen from a different perspective, but also can be sometimes self-sacrificing to another. And there's there's like a deep commitment in that, but it's the healthy commitment that means that you're both in balance with this Libra energy coming out. You're communicating what you need, and it's about being in harmony, not about self-sacrificing yourself, your energy, your time, your resources, to the point where things are overcomplicated for you. Something um it's like giving uh, every amount of money that's in your purse, but you don't get any money until a couple of days later, and then all of a sudden you realize you need something, but then you don't ask someone else. I mean, I'm just making up a story here just to show you the energy. But um if you had like £10 or $10 wherever you are in the world, if you had that in your purse and you gave it, somebody needed some money to get something and you gave them the money, it's not the fact that you gave them the money that spirit's saying no, don't do that, because that can be a really beautiful kind thing. But it's if you know that you need to go and buy yourself something and that's the only money you've got for a couple of days, don't do it, or split it, or do something joint, do something that is not in a self-sacrifice when you know that you're going to put yourself in that position. Or if you are in that position and you end up saying, oh, do you know what, here's my £10, you can just give it back to me next week, but you need it back before then. It's about then saying, oh, could you give me some of that back, or asking for help from somebody else in that way. And this isn't going to be about money necessarily, I'm just using that as an example, but it could be about borrowing something, it could be about your energy, your time. So to know when to pull back, but also when you've over promised and you know you're going to under deliver, or you feel like you're going to under deliver because you don't have the resources or the capacity in some way to pull through. It's about just being able to say, do you know what, so I'm really sorry, I know I said I'd get this to you by Monday, but would it be all right if I gave it to you on Friday? And this applies in work situation as well, because it's like you're running yourself ragged, because you've got an intention that's like to be really committed to something, but being committed to yourself and the situation as a whole. There's something about the seeing the whole, the wider perspective and the longer journey, and pacing yourself for the longer journey. And with the sixth house energy, this is about how useful we are to other people, how we feel useful, how we are in our analytics. But this is also about being very aware of our health. And with Virgo energy, leaning on health as well. But there's a lot of overthinking with Virgo energy that comes up quite often. So I feel like spirit is saying, don't overthink, don't put yourself in a position where you're feeling very anxious. Talk, investigate, ask why, work in harmony with other people, be in this cross pollination. So you need something today, call, you get that today. Tomorrow, I need this, can we do this? Or can I have this tomorrow? And you know, this could work out with a boss at work. Like if you have something that you need to deliver and you can say, and actually it's not business critical that it's not delivered on Wednesday, it could actually be delivered on Friday, and you know that you're going to have to work loads of overtime, which means that you might miss an anniversary, or you might miss something, or you just don't have the energy for it. You could say, you can have that conversation, but it puts you in a place of a lot of strength. This is going to be very different for everybody, but that's the energy of working with somebody to get at the greater good, like the greater good energy is what I'm feeling. Okay, what else do we have here for the viewer, please, Spirit? One more shuffle. Oh, there we go. Wow. Neptune vision. Okay, this is interesting. It's perfect because Spirit know what they're doing, right? Um this is the vision. This is being the visionary, not looking. So with the sixth house, this is kind of the day to day. This is the sixth house energy represents how we work, not necessarily what we might do for work, what we would lean into in terms of our highest, what we strive for, which is like our 10th house, our midheaven, our MC in our chart. The sixth house is kind of how we do things, the energy of how we do something. So with the vision energy, this is about seeing things from the longer perspective. This is also being the water element as well here with Neptune and Pisces. This is about being in flow with the truth and being in flow with commitment, because when everything is in flow, it always works out. So if you have like a community of people around you and you share a particular resource. Say if you're in, this is going to be, I'm just making this up. It's not going to be like this, or it could be for someone. If you live in a block of flats and you share you share a Hoover, right? So say if you've got a block of 4 flats and you all share a Hoover, and by following the flow, like the underpinning current of like life force energy, the consciousness energy of just what's true in the moment, life has a funny way of knowing what people need when they need it. It's like, instead of overthinking and then doing something when you know that it doesn't feel in flow, allow the flow, be open to allow this flow, because what will happen if everybody's in flow is nobody will need that at the same time. And this the only, I know that's might be a bit of a bad example, but it's the kind of, and this could be in work, it could be in the home, but it's just the principle of that situation. Okay, let's have a look at what's been healing and what kind of healing energies around you this week that you might be picking up on, particularly in conjunction with another. What kind of medicine have we been integrating? Thank you. There is a completion here, though, this week. Wounded healer. And we had Chiron. So Chiron is the wounded healer energy in astrology. The energy of our Chiron is our wounded healer. So this is where this is why it feels so difficult. I think that's why Spirit is speaking so much today, actually, rather than with the cards, which is unusual in a tarot reading. Not like so much like a mediumship reading or something else, but I think that's why there is something that we've been through, and it's going to be different for everybody. The form that it has taken in our lives is going to be different. But where our deepest wounds are, where we have that feeling of the depth of, and this is the Scorpio investigate energy as well. We were talking about there's no moonlight, there's no sunlight, there's nothing. We go deep, deep, deep. That's where we get to the place of Chiron in ourself. That's where we have to go to become this wounded healer. And I've just got goosebumps. There is a courage and a bravery and just an immense amount of awesomeness when we go towards our Chiron. And it feels like one of the most painful things we can do, but it also feels like the biggest thing. I've got big goosebumps, so I feel like this is going to resonate for someone. It's the most powerful thing we can do for our own growth. Chiron and North Node, for me as an astrologer, it's the deepest parts of us that kind of set ourselves free. It's this energy. Oops. It's this energy. I do this every time. This is breaking this energy. Okay. So whatever it is that we feel that is trapped, whatever we feel is stuck, that we can't push past, you get there. This week, viewer, you're getting there. You're experiencing what it means to do the work in ourselves, but then have it take physical form and take action through this healing. Because we can prepare ourselves as much as we like, and it's very helpful and useful, the work we do individually, to be at our strongest and to be in these to be in the right frame of mind, the right energy to go to battle, if you like. But and this is with our own emotions, this is with our deepest wounds. But when we actually are faced with it, we can't possibly know what that experience is like until we're in it. But this week, you get to it, and it's like something happens that just gives you the courage, to move through. I think this is the most powerful reading I've done so far, since the YouTube channel for you guys, where there's been such a deep wound of healing. So there's something this week, viewer, that's happening in the energy around you and for you to move. Oh no, that's upside down. To move through this part of your healing journey. Very powerful. Very powerful. Okay. This wounded healer energy as well is always it's certainly, like, in my experience, I've never come across somebody who hasn't used their most, like, deepest wound to help somebody else with theirs. And that's why there's such a power and a spiritual devotion, commitment to this healing journey, because it helps somebody else heal. Just sometimes one word, one sentence, one look, one touch of the arm, just a breath can be the most healing experience and shift us into a totally different space. Okay, let's see what else here. What else for the viewer, please, Spirit? Cellular healing has been going on up to this point, and it's going on this week as well. But with being in Taurus season is also about the new beginnings. Spirit keeper of the South. Yeah. Things are starting to bloom. Okay, they're starting to bloom. There's new warmth, new light. You're coming up from what might have felt just dark and couldn't quite find the light. The light comes in this week in a way that is warming, that is really warming. I was saying something else there and I lost track when I saw this card. What am I doing? Sorry, viewer. I should just put them in a totally different way so I don't have to keep them neat. Although I do prefer them neat. Okay. Let's see what else. It was about this Neptune. Okay. Ancient forest. Yeah, this is what you're going through this week, is putting your roots down deeper. It's making you more solid. It's making you more confident, more assertive. It's making you feel unbreakable. You're unbreakable anyway. I want to say you're unbreakable anyway, but it's making you feel more unbreakable. And that it's like, do you know when you realize you can do something and then you laugh and laugh and laugh and you can't stop laughing? It's like, oh my God, yes. It's like you've been through something, even like a fairground ride, and you like laugh in relief when you come off it and you realize it was all okay, if you're anything like me on fairground rides. Oh, okay, so let's have a look what spirit. Okay, let's have a look at what spirit wants to talk to you about today. And advice from spirit for you. We've got worry is a wasted emotion. We were talking about worry with the 6th house energy, with the worry earlier, and the nine of swords coming up. So spirit saying, don't worry. Please, please don't worry. Let's see what else from spirit for you this week. Spirit guide messages for you. Love is your energy. Whatever you are going through, whatever healing journey this is, whatever part of your journey this is on, love is your energy, nothing else. Love is that universal language that we all feel. We don't have to draw hearts. We don't have to say I love you in however many languages. We exude love. We emit love when we're in the space of being ourselves, regardless of what else is happening. Okay, right. There's a lot of activations for you this week. I want to have a look at what they might be. Okay. Let me have a look at activations for the viewer, please. And this is for you, viewer, specifically your energy. With the wounded healer energy coming up so strongly in this reading, it could be people around you, and you might be worried about people around you, but they're going through this energy of healing. Tibetan fire serpent, seeking a higher truth, discernment, a better path, and authority. Yes. So there's a knowing of a higher truth here. This is the asking 5 whys. This is the investigate Scorpio energy. There's moving towards the truth of our own wounds. So it's like seeing the wound, acknowledging the wound, and taking care of the wound without being the wound. And there's a an observer effect that comes in this week that helps us move through that energy. The discernment part of this Tibetan fire serpent, and we've got the number 33 as well. So yeah, this master number. So this is the the greater, wider contributory factor of the energy, as well as obviously many other things. The discernment is knowing truth from non-truth, illusion, knowing choices, knowing when we can walk away from something, knowing when we should stay and say, hold on a minute, no, this isn't okay, knowing when we can let our guard down. It's the discernment of all of these situations, because staying stuck isn't the answer. And you know that it's not the answer, but it's finding the way that moves through for you the best. Okay, what else for the viewer, please? But the discernment is this not self-sacrificing, and it's like you're doing it, you feel like you're absolutely doing it for the right reasons, and because you've got such a kind heart and such a loving energy. But there's enough for everybody in that flow, and it's not putting yourself in a position where you're constantly being being stuck or being in a more difficult position, because helping other people feels so good. When we help other people, it feels so good for us. And like teaching somebody, helping someone, contributing in a positive way, there's like no word that describes that feeling. But when it's done in a place where it's a bit more foggy, and the intention is a bit more foggy on it, that's where it could be, and this is you or somebody else asking something of you as well, it muddies the water a little bit. Divine creation, acceptance, personal commitments, and euphoria. Okay, that just basically says a lot more concisely what I've been saying. So I'm just going to let that card speak for itself. Yeah, there's an acceptance around this healing. It's to do with what you're personally connected to, and the euphoria energy. This is the energy where the love energy. This is the love is your energy. This is the feeling of helping somebody else or contributing to somebody else's pathway in a positive way, whatever that looks like, whatever that might be. And that might change day on day, week on week, minute on minute sometimes. Okay, let's see what else is happening for you here, viewer. So I started off by saying that it was a quieter week astrologically, because this month is a bit quieter than the previous months. We've just come off of the solar eclipse, the eclipse season, with the lunar and solar eclipse. And yeah, and the equinox, spring equinox, as well this side of the year. Let's have a look at what else we need to know about your pathway specifically. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature. We've got the ancient forest energy here as well. So this is where you know what people need, you know what healing people will need, you know where to go, you know what to say, you know exactly what somebody needs, because you're so in tune with this love energy. Spirit don't want you to be in a position where you are depleted. By being in the energy of, like with the Tibetan fire serpent here, the discernment energy, it doesn't mean that we don't give to people or we don't contribute to society or the world at large. It doesn't mean we don't give at all. It's the discernment energy puts us in a place where we give, where we are not depleting ourselves. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. So this is Spirit saying to you beautifully, while you're helping others, we're helping you. And be open, be wide open, so that we can help you as much as we can. Okay. I want to see if there's any clarity that Spirit want to give here. No? Okay. So let's get some advice and guidance for this week for you, viewer. I'm at it again. Look at me, moving all the cards. Okay. Messages of guidance for this week for the viewer, please, Spirit. We've got light. The fairy queen of light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. I'm actually like super speechless here. It's warming up, light's coming in. There's a new dawn of something coming. The sun is rising on something for you. Yeah. This is this coming to life energy. Wow. I'm like seriously blown away. What else, Spirit, please? One more. Okay. And we have Magical Gateway. It takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown, yet this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to step boldly forward without looking back. Yes. There's courage for you this week. So viewer, when you feel something is true, you feel scared, but you can sense even a tiny part of courage, lean into it. I feel like that's what Spirit's saying. Lean into that courage. Okay, let's get some final words of guidance for you for this week, viewer. Yeah, I feel like ultimately Spirit's just saying to you, oops, don't worry. Spirit has your back. Don't worry, because things are getting lighter. This healing journey is like what you're going through now, you don't have to go through again. Other things might come up, and there's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be these tests on our pathway of just what we learned the last time. But things are brightening, and there's been purpose in this healing, and it's to do with your discernment, your strength, your rooting, your grounding, the ability to see things. There's a seer energy with you as well, like seeing things before they happen and picking up on the energy of things before they happen. But this going deep, deep, deep with the Scorpio energy, with the wounded healer, with Chiron energy coming in, it's where we are no longer bound by any pattern and we're not worrying about it anymore. And the worry this week dissipates. It's like being open to healing, being open to something coming in, this connection that you've got with another person, being open to that teaching you and learning from it, and then leaning into it when you're feeling like you've got the hang of it. And we've got Life is a Mystery, Bobcat Spirit. It sure is. And we've got Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. Eagle as well is new beginnings. I always get new beginnings with the Eagle Spirit. Like the Eagle Spirit is also the visionary. So the seeing what's exactly below you, seeing what's in front of you, and everything in between. Just seeing the whole picture. That's this a bit of this seer energy, but it is this vision energy with Neptune as well. Let's see what else Spirit want to leave you with today for this week. I feel like this is the last one. Thank you. Okay, and we have Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries. Oh, okay. That's a really beautiful way to end the energy that Spirit gave us in the reading today. Okay. All right, viewer. I hope that this has given you some understanding of the energy, the very strong, palpable healing energy that's around you at the moment, but also what's around your connections with others, and just the collective as a whole, for guidance this week. Thank you for watching the reading with me today, as always. And I will be doing a new moon reading for the 8th of May, so later on in the week. If you are interested in that, watch out for that, because that will be for all signs as well, to do with the new moon cycle energy. And the new moon is in Taurus this time around. Thank you for watching the reading, and I will see you next time. Take care.